So this is my poor DYS Elf. I mean, this thing has been through, well, hell, really. I mean, I absolutely love it. I think it really hates me with a passion, but never mind. I'm going to make it all brand new and shiny. Other reviewers seem to have them in pristine condition and they look really lovely and gorgeous and everything, but mine's actually taught me how to fly acro, so mine's in this state because of that. There's a link down in the description for you to see the video of the final sort of big crash with it up in a tree and how I got it back down. Kind of a bit of fun as well. So it's held up really well. The original chassis sort of frame should actually have these lugs sticking out on it, and then you actually put this bit on the top, and then you've got your ducted fan bit, and then you've got this lovely sort of cowl on the top there. It actually flies superb with those bits nicked off. I mean, and I've tried different props on it and everything. I'm finding it great fun. It's a really great little robust one. And like this, all you get is a little bit of prop damage, that's all sort of thing, rather than damage to the ducted fans like you do with the original kit. But I'm going to see how I get on with it. And yeah, you never know, there could be developments on the way. All you need to do is you need a really small Phillips screwdriver head. It doesn't matter about the size up here. Is this bit here is just to get in here and undo these. There's actually only 4 screws around the bottom there, and then obviously we've got to take the motors off. That's exactly the same screwdriver again, I would imagine. And then we've got just to whip the props off, you just have a little Allen key or hex wrench, as they're called some places. So let's get on with it. Oops. Happens to everyone. Well, I hope it does. I hadn't checked the battery on my camera that I'm recording on, and basically it went dead halfway through there. So a little apology. Basically all you've missed out on is I undid the screws at the bottom here, the 4 that are around there. That loosens off the main body and also the canopy on the top. The camera's held in with this little tiny bracket here, and that holds the camera in position obviously up inside. So make sure you take that out because that doesn't come on your new one. So you can order it separately as well. They'll put links down to everything down the bottom as per normal. And then you've actually got the receiver here, and this was just screwed into this top bit just there. So it's not too tight when you're actually taking it apart. It's absolutely fine. It's just trying to show it on camera really. It looks a bit awkward, but it was all easy to get into. If you wanted to, I'm sure some people would drill a little hole in the canopy and feed the wire out. I'm not going to bother. The area I fly in, I'm really not pushing this to its limit by any means for range, and I haven't noticed any dropout whatsoever, so I'm quite happy with that being tucked in. Benefit of it being tucked in the housing is if you hit anything, you're not going to snap the wire or ruin it. So for me, it's absolutely fine. If you're worried about range and you need more range, then obviously perhaps feed it through. That might be the option there. The other thing I've noticed as I'm sort of loosening everything off is the only way to get, that I can see at the moment, to get the motors through here is to actually unsolder them and then resolder them back on. I'm really not that bothered about having this little bit of material here on the actual body of the quad, so I'm actually going to cut that through on the new one. I'm just going to cut it through here. It's pure laziness really of unsoldering that and resoldering them back on. I just don't actually see any sense in it whatsoever, so I can do it the other way just as easy, and it's not going to affect its flight or its performance. Okay, so next thing is the LEDs, and I can see taking the screws off that hold the legs on, and that holds the LEDs in position as well. I'm not too bothered about the LEDs, to be perfectly honest, and I'm not too bothered about the legs either, because I'm not seeing a huge advantage with them. Other little racers, I've had a good look around, the micro ones don't have them on, so I'm not really seeing a huge benefit there. LEDs don't really interest me for if I've lost it in the woods or anything, because invariably I can't see the LEDs. It's the beeper that's the thing that draws me to it, and I can flick that on and off. So I'm going to try it without the LEDs on. It's going to save a tiny bit of weight, and without the landing gear on as well. And I'm even thinking of taking this battery holder bit off here and perhaps just velcroing it on, or the old elastic band as I usually use on everything else. I think that might well be the way I'm going to go with this one. Okay, so like I say, I'm not going to unsolder and resolder I don't really know why, because I'm quite capable of soldering. I'm actually just going to cut these through, and then I can pop them out that way. I can't see another way of doing this. I hope it's not going to be really obvious that they fit through somewhere or other. I'm going to do some frame mods before I actually put it all back together. I've obviously got to cut through, and I've just done it on one as a test to make sure it doesn't ruin the integrity of the actual frame itself. Though when that's cut, it does, you know, it does slightly weaken it. I actually did a quick test and reassembled just onto the main body, and when you tighten it all back up, this actually becomes rigid again. So I'm quite happy with it, but give it a go. If it doesn't work, then obviously it's just desolder and do it the other way. This is just another option. The other thing I'm going to do is take these bits off here that are sticking up, and also the little battery bay holder. I don't see any sense in it at all. It just again, it's just adding stuff, and it just makes it a bit of a pain to get it in and out. I put some Velcro onto the battery, and I do this on most of my batteries, especially if I'm doing anything like this, I will. And I personally do it with a soft sort of fuzzy side on the battery, because these go in and out of bags and everything, or a pocket, and they just rip everything to shreds if you've got the rough bit of Velcro. Just the way I do it. You do it whatever way you like, and this I will stick on here and possibly put a little, maybe hot glue it, or let's see, whatever, but I usually find the sticking bit usually works pretty good. Another mod I wanted to do is sort out this antenna here, because basically the battery's going straight over the top of that, so it's got all this density of the two cells that's, you know, basically going to give us problems with getting the signal. I don't really want to unsolder it and play around with it, but there's certainly enough sort of flexibility to get it at least round to there, and I think it could even go down one of the arms, sort of thing, that leg that's just above it, and that should keep us nice and clear and away from, well, it's not ideal world, but it's a lot better than doing anything else with it, I think. So that could work quite well as well. When reassembling the camera unit in, make sure the cables are down. That means when we turn it back up that way, and I've checked this on the monitor obviously, you've actually got it so it's in round the correct way. I mean, you can always invert them on the monitors, but it's a lot easier to do it this way as well. Cut a little notch out of this part of the actual frame, and I might run the antenna there, or I might run it down and across there. I'm just going to see when I've got the battery in, see how we get on. But it's just slightly too short to get a really good bend on it. If I put it up there, I'll probably put a little cable tie around there just to keep it in position. So that's us, all the motors are tightened up now. Do you use thread lock or not? I don't know. Some people have advised me not to on the little tiny ones, and other people have said yes. So there seem to be quite a lot of sort of thread lock still left on there. The stuff they put on it with the original one, it's different to the stuff I've bought, certainly. So I'm going to see how it goes. If not, I can just replace it. It's not a problem. It's not flying a million miles away. It's literally all around me in the garden, so I can soon find it again. Just a slight little tip, I suppose, on taking these out. I did mark the which one was the camera one, because both of them are identical. They both got 3 pins and it's exactly the same plug, so in theory you could get them around the wrong way. Probably wouldn't, but just in case. So I marked this one. Hopefully you'll be able to see it with a little C, just so I know that that is definitely the camera one, and it's going to go on round that way. So that's it all back together, and looking and feeling nice and solid as well. I'm not sure whether I've done the right thing here with cutting these through. Perhaps I should have done the soldering. I mean, that's the way they've done it. But I was just seeing whether or not there was another way around these things. If you don't try, you don't know. There's nothing lost. I can always repair this if with glue on the back if need be, or I think they're at £2 or £3, so I'd just get another one if need be. Or I might come up with some other design around it, or use something else perhaps. See how we go. See how damaged it gets, because I ruined it really quickly last time, but I had a lot of crashes, and hopefully I won't have so many this time. I think it looks better without the landing legs on it. I'm not too sure about how effective they are anyway. And there's still LEDs inside as well, so there's a little bit of light in there, but it's the beeper I'm really interested in. That helps me find it. I don't fly line of sight anymore. I'm just really enjoying the FPV side, so I don't need lights on it to identify what's front and rear. I've got the camera to look out of for that. So let's go and give it a flight, see how we get on. Okay, and just when you thought I was going to fly, oh, there's something else he wants to change. I'm going to have to use an elastic band. I mean, it's the only way to sort these things. If you're familiar with the channel, that will make sense. If it hasn't got an elastic band on it, it hasn't been tiggerised, basically. I'm putting the Velcro on here, and the way it's held on and everything, the battery's lolloping around all over the place, so I think it's going to make it a little bit unstable with any twists and moves. So I've just put a reasonable sort of elastic band on there. Usually you wrap a bit of Velcro around, but I think you know, one of the Velcro straps, but I think that's actually going to be absolutely fine. And again, you've sort of got a little bit of flexibility in an impact, which I won't be having ever again with this. I'm saying that for this benefit, otherwise I don't think it will like me again.
Smooth as ever. Getting a little bit of break up around the other side of the house, but not as much as I've had before, so hopefully just shifting that antenna a bit has helped. This is such a nice fly when it hasn't eaten anything. Yeah, it's definitely wind up there. Whoa! Wait! Whoa! Yeah, it's certainly a bit squirrely, I must admit. I don't know whether that's the wind or whatever. Whoa! There we go. That wasn't the wind. That was a recovery though. Hey, see? Oh, that one isn't going to be well. Okay, so yeah, it's just bent that bit in, the prop's really sort of fallen off. These are just so soft, as you can see, it's just ripped with the screw. So undo that, it'll probably all come back online. So I'll give it another go, we'll see how we get on. But at the moment, I'm still going around the idea of clipping this all back off, just go back to what I actually had, but it just looks cleaner, I suppose. Nice. Whoa! Whoops! Just showing recovery, I guess. Stupidity. This does fly nicely. Very simple flyer that you can really muck up if you talk and you fly at the same time. Right, as I was saying, it is a nice little flyer that you can really sort of be quite precise with when you're not trying to talk and fly. A little tigger bounce there. And it should get a little bit of a shift on. I must admit, I have been playing around with much faster ones, and this is quite sedate now. Though I did think it was amazingly fast when I first got flying, it is.
So in conclusion of what I've done this time, because there are some other developments I'm bringing on, and I should be doing some more stuff with the DYS Elf, and so either subscribe or just come on back and see us as and when you see anything you like. Obviously I'm not a techie guy, I haven't changed PIDs, I haven't played around with anything, I just enjoy the flying experience, and I just basically, this sort of thing, I just fly around my garden, so I know where it is. I don't need the LEDs and everything on the bottom, and the beeper is absolutely fine for me, but to be honest, I know where it's gone down in my garden, even when it goes down. Haven't had as many incidents, because obviously getting a little bit better at flying the acro, and loving it, and there'll be more stuff coming out on that with different quads as well. I've got other racer quads, small ones ones like these that are much more powerful, so I'm learning with those as well, and I'll put reviews on the channel as and when they sort of come up, really, and I'll put links down in the description, so again, keep up to date with the channel if you want to. And basically I really like it without all the bottom bits on. I think it looks better. I think it's going to fly a bit better. This has helped a tiny bit, though I think it could still possibly go around here, which might help a little bit more, but honestly for my environment that I fly in here, no problem at all. I never actually run into a problem that I'd actually lose signal either way, so it suits me fine. I'm trying it with the screws off just to give it another go with something different, and if I get any issues with it at all, that it's, you know, I get damage on here like I had before, because it will just split here. This is where if you get a good impact, or a bad impact, sorry, it will split across there. I just cut these off, took those off, cut those bits off as well, and it's a really nice little fly. I don't think it flies any difference with this on or with it off, but that's just me and my ability perhaps. So okay, until next time, cheers and happy flying.